I meditated for 1 hour every day for 1 whole month, 28 days. And in this video, I'm going to show you what happened, what were the effects of that, and stick to the end to find out whether I would continue doing it for that length of time or not. Let's begin. Hello, once again, thank you for tuning in. My name is Dr. Stephen Hulme. I'm a chiropractor based in Reading, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about meditation because I've just finished a challenge that I set out for myself to meditate every day for 1 hour for 1 whole month. And meditation has been around for thousands and thousands of years. It's used in so many different ways in different religions for different purposes. And it's certainly something that has soared in the recent years, and research has piled up on this subject more recently as well as people have taken more interest in it. I see meditation as a great way of clearing the mind. Life is full of business. It's full of so many different things, and sometimes we can hardly get a break of the amount of things that are flying around in our minds that we don't actually allow our minds to operate at its full function, particularly in certain areas such as creating new ideas. So meditation is a great way of just clearing all of that out, almost wiping the slate clean and just relaxing and focusing the mind. And there is some amazing benefits. One of the biggest benefits of meditation is in reducing stress, reducing the stress hormones and getting you more relaxed. This is one of the biggest reasons that people actually start to meditate, and there's a lot of research on this subject as well as a lot of testimonies from people that will say that they are a lot less stressed as soon as they start to meditate. It also helps to reduce blood pressure. It massively helps for depression and anxiety. It massively improves sleep, mainly because if you're less stressed, you're going to be able to sleep a lot better. Your parasympathetic system is going to be operating much more than your sympathetic system. And it also has a large role in improving chronic pain, including things like fibromyalgia. So there are so many benefits. And so let me just show you the journey that I've just taken on this challenge to meditate for an hour every day for the last month. I managed to record myself after the first day and then after 3 weeks. So I'll let you listen to those first and then I'll give you my conclusions afterwards. So here is day one. So this is day one of meditating for 1 hour for 28 days. So I've just completed my first hour. I'm not going to lie, it did feel very long, but it did surprise me. I did have periods where I just felt a lot of joy, like a surge of joy. I just felt at peace and at ease with myself. After about 20 to 25 minutes, I found myself coming up with a lot of ideas. There's things that just popped into my head. So I just very quickly noted them down and then just continued. Towards the end, probably the last 20 minutes to 15 minutes, I was constantly thinking, when is it going to end? So I'm interested to see how it goes from here on. So this was the very first time I ever meditated for that length of time. I was very used to meditating for 10 or 15 minutes. And as I was saying, I found great benefit in creativity, in pleasure, but it was a long process. It felt long. So this is where I was after 3 weeks. So this is week 3 completed. So I've done 3 whole weeks of doing an hour of meditation. Now I will admit at this point, I haven't done it every single day. And the reason why is because I work 4 days in the week and 3 of those days I need to start at 8. Now, when I started this challenge, I thought that it would be fine because I'll just get up at 5 or so, get up super early so I can do my hour of meditation before going to work. Now, I did that on day 2, and what I found was that it actually had more negative effects than positive effects. Because I got up so early, I was actually really, really tired, and it made it really hard to actually meditate. I found particularly the last half an hour, I was pretty much falling asleep while I was trying to meditate, and so it wasn't actually effective at all. So I really had to then rethink my strategy. And I think meditating while being sleep deprived is actually very counterproductive. So I still need to value my sleep whilst trying to do this challenge. And because I can't change when I start work, it just means that every time I start work at 8, which is 3 days of the week, I'm only doing 15 minutes of meditation instead of that hour. So essentially this challenge has now turned into 4 days a week of 1 hour meditation, and 3 of those days I'm doing 15 minutes. One of the biggest things that I'm noticing is that the creative part of my mind is massively increased when I'm sitting there not thinking of anything in particular and letting my mind just relax and go to where it wants to go. I had come up with so many different ideas. I've had so many YouTube ideas and so many different ideas during that time, which and then I just note down. So it's certainly one of the biggest things. And I have to say, it is a challenge doing an hour. Half an hour isn't too bad. I'm fairly used to around 10 minutes, which is what I've been doing previously. But 1 hour can be quite a long time. And it really does require a lot of discipline to sit there and sit still for a long period of time, something that I'm not necessarily great at, sitting in one position for long periods of time. But I've still got 1 week left, so maybe we'll see how I think of it, how I feel of it at the end of that. So that's where I am currently. Let's see how I am in 1 week. So as I was saying, I was relatively surprised in the fact that I wasn't actually able to do it every single day. So a bit of a confession there, mainly because I had to work, and just getting up so early and being sleep deprived just really is very counterproductive and contradicts the meditation in the first place. So I certainly have to value my sleep here. So I did manage to do it for 4 days. And now that I've completed the 4 weeks, I have to say not much has changed since that week 3. So I think the benefits aren't as big as I initially thought. So I have to be very, very honest there. But the biggest benefits overall was my improvement in creativity with coming up with ideas. Although I have to say, I haven't come up with any ideas with my meditation or in my meditation for the last week or so. But certainly the first 3 weeks, I was coming up with a lot of ideas. So it was very productive. And I almost wonder maybe I was just getting very tired of having to do this every single day. And so it did feel like a bit of a chore, which means that I don't think I will continue doing it for an hour, but I think I will at least do it for around 15 or 20 minutes each day, because I know it does have very good benefits. The other problem was that it does take a lot of time out of your day. I don't think that the benefits for me personally outweighed that time that I had to invest in that. And I think I could get more benefit from doing something else, such as walking. So that is certainly a challenge that I want to do fairly soon, is to do maybe something like 10,000 steps every day for a month. So watch this space for a video on that you might see in the next few months, because I do want to try that and see what that's going to be like. But I am going to be faced with the same challenge that I'm going to have to get up fairly early if I want to do it before work, because after work I don't always want to do it. So they are generally my thoughts on meditating for an hour for a month. It was certainly a good experience. And by the way, there are so many different ways of meditating. People will meditate if they're not religious. People will meditate if they're Christians, if they're Buddhists. I am personally a Christian, so I did use it to spend time with God, to pray. And I also used it to focus on my breathing, which if you want to see how to breathe correctly, you can check out my video here that I did not long ago, because I just go through the proper way of breathing. Sometimes we get into a pattern of breathing that's not particularly great for us, and we can end up then putting a lot of stress into our necks and upper back. So that's a very good video to check out if you haven't already, because you can use that in combination with meditation. But there are different forms. I think actually in hindsight, if I was going to do this challenge again, I would actually seek more advice and guidance on how to meditate more specifically, rather than just going straight into it, because I'll probably get more out of it. So they are my general thoughts. If you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, then please do for new content like this one. I'm posting twice a week. Otherwise, have a great rest of your day. Thank you again so much for your support and tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye for now.